Hello, everyone, and welcome to Movie Festivals. I'm Romo.
And I'm Salmon.
And this week we saw Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Pew, pew, pew,
Pew, pew, pew, pew, pew.
But, this is
Based on a book
Based
by
on book.
Ernest Clive.
and he also wrote it.
Yeah, he wrote the
He was one of
screenplay.
the people that wrote it with
Yes, the adapted screenplay.
with Zach Penn, who's done a lots of things.
No relation to Sean Penn.
No. Oh, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I don't
Google
know. Google it on your own.
it. Homework.
Tell us next week. Tweet at us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What did you think about it? How'd you feel?
I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I thought the visuals were stimulating. I liked it a lot more in terms of like world immersion than I liked Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think this was a very effective use of going to different worlds and
feeling and having it feel very separate.
distinct worlds and
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So we both read the book, and
Yes.
so we're both fans of the book, and we have seen. Well, so I didn't read the book until I saw the first trailer.
I read the book many years ago, and then I let Will Wheaton read the book to me last year and 2 days ago.
But so
I don't suggest the audiobook.
don't suggest the audiobook.
I don't care for Will Wheaton's
It's so
narration.
it's so praised. It's
no,
been highly
and
praised.
I've listened to it twice now. I've spent 30 hours hearing it. I liked reading it in my voice instead
You
of
like hearing
Will
your own voice?
Wheaton's voice.
Feel-
Will Wheaton.
But yeah, so I saw the first trailer, and then I was like, oh shit, I need to. This is clearly up my alley of
Yeah.
pop culture nerdery, just
Then I
splooging
have not
everywhere.
seen a single trailer for it, except if we saw one before a movie we saw in the
Yeah.
theater. I go out of my way to no longer watch trailers.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah. Since we have non-denominational film cards, I figure I'm going to see
gonna see
all
most
things
things
anyway.
anyway.
Yeah, and I don't
I
want
don't
to
need to
waste
be
my
sold
time.
to.
Yeah, no, I don't want to waste my time. I'm not going to like that, or I don't
yeah.
like how it
That's fair.
appeals to me in this way. So whatever.
But yeah, so then I read the book, and I really liked the book, but then I kind of saw another trailer, and I was like, oh, it might be a little different. And then spoiler alert, I kind of read the first bit of the leaked script.
Oh, see, that's why I don't read words. See, that's why I don't watch
Yeah, I
trailers.
know.
I don't want to know anything about that.
So what I'm trying to say is, I'm glad I stopped reading the script, and
Yeah.
I got over my butt hurt really easily in the theater. I was like, oh, this is really different,
yeah,
right
a
off
lot
the
of
bat,
it is not. Yeah.
from the book. But it's very engaging and very fun and very interesting to watch.
Yeah.
So it's a Steven Spielberg movie, and it's his hands all over it.
Yep.
So I really enjoyed it. I sat down and just got over my butt hurt.
Yeah,
and
it felt
enjoyed
like a really, really, really high quality fan fiction of the book Ready Player One because it was very different from the book,
Yeah.
but still a very engaging story.
And they took pieces from the book.
They took pieces, but it was mostly entirely different.
Yeah. So quick synopsis: Wade Watts
Yes.
is a kid who lives in this dystopian future in the stacks.
Yeah, the Stacks,
And a
which
bunch
is
of trailers.
it's an upwards trailer park.
Yeah.
3-dimensional trailer park.
And he's.
I guess all trailer parks are 3-dimensional.
And in this world, everyone is part of the Oasis. Is the internet basically?
No, well, yes.
It is the
It's
internet.
a part of the internet, but it's a part of the internet
true. I
everyone
guess
likes to spend the most
I
time
guess
on.
they do show other parts.
Yeah.
You can just surf the
Or
web.
you
if
can just
want.
Google things,
Right.
yeah. And you can go on Twitch, which I'm sure you could access through the Oasis by being in the Oasis. But the Oasis is like a fully immersive internet, EverQuest, Second Life kind of thing.
Oh man, Second Life.
Yeah.
I think it's like an
Yeah, a
amalgamation.
full body Second Life.
Where you can be anyone or anything.
Yeah,
do
whatever you want. And there are different planets, there are different quadrants and sectors
Yeah.
for different, pop culture things.
Right, yeah.
Because obviously, if you could live in the internet and create it into anything you want, there'd be just a lot of Harley Quinn planets.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's just one section of just porn.
Yeah,
It's just
porn planet.
planet.
Yeah.
Rule 30. What is it? Rule 37. I guarantee it's in the Oasis.
Well, yeah, everything's
Everything's in there.
the Oasis.
So Wade Watts is the first one to find the key.
We haven't explained what any of that
Oh,
means.
man, I'm
okay,
really bad.
so
This is why you do the synopsis.
Okay. So in this dystopian future, in 2048, everyone's in the Oasis, blah, 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 the internet. The world is super, super poor, and they've let all of the resources and stuff dwindle down, and people are, escaping inside the internet.
Right.
So the owner of the guy who created the Oasis dies, and he creates an Easter egg inside the world of the Oasis for one person to find. And if you find 3 keys that lead you to the Easter egg, you will gain all of his shares and control of the Oasis and all of his trillions of dollars. So there's a company, an evil corporation named IOI, that owns a large chunk of the internet, and they want to
Control the Oasis.
They want to win the Easter egg so that they control the Oasis, because the Oasis is the most, financially.
Yeah, it's the economic driver of
of
the world.
the entire world. So they basically want to control the
world.
Yeah. And they'll do anything to get it. So they have an entire army of people constantly, actively trying to solve this gaming puzzle to win the Easter egg.
And there's like academics and like studies sprouted up all around.
And the game is based on the likes of the creator, Holiday, who was obsessed with the 80s, and so all of the
So everything is
all the
very
quest, everything is very 80s driven and people dedicate their whole lives to trying to solve it because again, it's trillions of dollars to people who don't even have food. So people are super well versed in 80s nostalgia in order to win the game, and it becomes like immersed in their culture.
And so Wade Watson and his friends, or one friend,
and some other people from the internet
are also looking for it, and they want to win.
To go get it.
Yep, and
adventure ensues.
Now into spoiler territory.
Spoilers. So it was very different from the book.
Yeah.
Just right off the bat, he's like the first line of narration. He's like, "So me and my friends Artemis and H and Shoto." I was like, "Oh, we're not supposed to know any of those people for like 8 chapters."
That's the first third of the book.
Yeah.
God. And he's supposed to be extremely poor. Like in the book, it was like he's extremely poor. He can't even get off like the school world.
The real world in the book is way more harsh.
Right.
And people are way more desperate and destitute and hungry.
Right.
So like in the movie, his aunt's more of a sympathetic character. His parents died.
Right.
And his aunt takes care of him. But in the book, his aunt only takes care of him because she's like stealing his credits.
Right, she steals like his government assistance.
his government assistance so she can like get food and sell it for gaming devices and stuff.
And his gaming device is a government issued one because it's school.
So because he's poor, he could never be able to afford it.
But the only place they go to school is on the internet.
Well, that's not true. There's public school, and then you can qualify for internet school on planet Ludus.
Because it's better than public school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also like that part of the book, and that they show that the Oasis is so immersive and such a part of people's lives that it's you can get a better education there, and it's kind of a educational level playing field.
And they do mention Ludus in the movie, but
like
offhanded.
They show at the very beginning. They showed Ludus labeled as they were like space zooming past it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and I get why they cut it out. They definitely make everything longer, and the whole point of the first key in the book is that it's on Ludus, and Ludus is a place that you can get to for free. And so you can't go all over the Oasis for free. It costs fuel and stuff.
It costs fuel, it costs coins
and
just to transport.
You could teleport, and that's the most expensive way. So there's just like a home planet that anyone can upload themselves into for free, and then you can go to Ludus
like
for
Second
free.
World, where there was just like
you can make an account for free.
And just like hang out. And then, but if you wanted to do any of the other really cool stuff,
it costs money to get other places.
Second World is is an old. Does it still exist? Is there still like servers running?
Is Second World a thing? I don't know.
Or Second Life, I think.
Second Life.
Yeah. Huh, I wonder if it's still a thing.
Full body Second Life.
Google it.
Haptic suit Second Life.
Yeah. I don't want to just be this like a comparison to the book, but like it's basically a condensed version of the book, or like a fanfic version of the book. Like more action set pieces, like more, because in the book there's not that many action set pieces, I don't think. I think there's a lot of cool stuff that happens.
Yeah.
But like it's not as it's a book, so it's more.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 15-hour experience
Yeah.
versus a 2.5-hour experience.
And also the book takes place over like years. Or
Does
a
it?
year, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't take place
A
over
year.
like a week.
Definitely not a week.
Which is like this movie.
Yeah.
The movie basically takes place in a week, which is fine. I get they had to condense stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, I mean, like, I'm gonna like, I don't want to nitpick. Like,
No, like I think I think it was very effective.
Yeah.
And I really liked Alan Silvestri's score, which you'll remember him from such films as Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, which we don't talk about.
what? You don't like 3?
No, I don't like 3. What a stupid question.
I love 3.
Terrible. There's no part 3, just like there's no part 3 of Godfather, so you're not going to gaslight me about this. There's only 2 Back to the Futures.
It's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy with 2 movies in it. That's why everyone likes it. All right. So, what else do we have? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, it's
Overboard,
Oh,
which is getting a
he
remake.
did the Avengers, the first
He did do
Avengers.
the Avengers,
the first
yeah.
Avengers.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
He's a good composer.
He's a good guy.
He
And-
used a lot of his own little nods.
Well, it's not his fault that Back to the Future was so great.
Well, also
And
Back to
that
the
he-
Future is heavily referenced in
Yes,
this.
exactly. I mean, Parzival.
Parzival
the
is
main
in
guy,
the-
Wade's Avatar.
Yeah,
he drives
he's-
a DeLorean.
Yeah, he drives a DeLorean, and then there's a Zemeckis cube,
Yeah, the Zemeckis cube.
which is a plot device that's used
Yeah,
later.
which resets time
Yeah,
60 seconds.
which is cute.
It is cute. There's a lot of stuff. I was like, ha ha.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, if you like pop culture and are into like pop culture and geek culture, specifically late 70s through early 90s,
Yeah.
and then more recent. Like I
Yeah.
feel like there's like a gap.
Yeah.
You know what I
Just
mean?
so people would like,
Yeah.
oh, I know that. I'm
Right.
a child who
Right,
wasn't
exactly.
from the 80s, and I have seen that.
Right.
Just like, yeah, I think if you lived in a world where everyone could be an avatar from any kind of fandom without having to pay
Right.
like money for it, like having to pay rights and stuff, I really think they'd be more Harley Quinns, like Arkham City Harley Quinns.
There's only one.
Way more
you
Deadpool.
only saw one.
You only saw one, but there would be like an entire side of like Deadpools and Harley
They'd
Quinns.
just be fucking with everyone.
Yeah. Ugh. Deadpools and characters at cons. Ugh, heaven help me. Anyway. So, no, but I get that a lot of the book had to change because
Yeah.
pop culture,
Pop culture is changing.
are crucial plot points
Yeah.
because a lot of the things he has to do, a lot of the tasks are like complete the lines
Right.
of war games or like
Well,
different.
I definitely understand why they got rid of like the whole
Oh,
like
no,
be
yeah.
in the movie type thing. Like you just can't do that.
That's not true. That totally happened.
Well, they did.
They did with The Shining.
Shining.
They just—that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
They just had to pick different things that they had
yeah.
the rights to.
I
I feel like they handed Ernest like a list of properties he could use, and they were like, "All right, write something, but with these things."
No, I bet you're right.
Yeah.
I bet they
Yeah.
were like, hey, we really like the main thing of
These
this.
are the things we have rights to. Rewrite it, but with the
the
stuff
stuff.
we don't have to pay for.
Hey, we get all these for free.
Yeah, let's get the Back to the Future guys so we can use the "pootaloo" like 1,000 times.
1,000 times.
Every time someone figured something out, it was like "pootaloo."
And they even the chime too from like
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of like
Just Alan Silvestri just copy pasting a whole bunch of stuff. He's like, haha, this is the easiest score I've ever written.
and then he's like, I'll be a little John Williams. Here's some horns
Yeah.
for you.
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, there you go. There you go, John. Everyone knows I'm the real sound of the 80s. Curse you, John Williams. No, I'm glad. I really liked the score. And,
No, the score's really
honestly,
good.
I don't think John Williams would have done it justice.
I agree. I don't think he would have
John
understood.
Williams doesn't write his own scores anymore anyway. Heard it here first, guys.
But yeah. Yeah. All right. Bloop, 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 bloop. Ba-da-da.
Yeah.
So Wade Wilson, that's Deadpool.
Yeah.
Wade Watts is a poor person living in the, God, I don't even know where we left off. And like,
We already said all these things.
did we say all these
Yeah.
things? Great. He saves, all right, the first key. Let's
All
just
right.
jump to the
All right,
first.
So in the book,
Right.
it takes time for them to find the first key in the
Right.
first gate, and it's been 4 years since the guy has died,
Yeah.
and they found out a clue about the first key, but no one's found the key.
No one's ever been
And the
able to.
movie starts at the first gate.
Right.
So everybody has been. So
Everyone
they-
Yeah.
They've known what the
They just
first gate
can't
is
get it.
for years,
They
and
just
every
can't.
morning,
Yeah.
because the Oasis resets at midnight.
Yeah.
Every morning they start at the gate, and the gate, the first round or whatever is like a race.
It's a race,
Yeah. Like
And a crazy race where
Yeah.
they're going through
It's
the
like
streets of New York
Grand Theft Auto, New York with
dinosaurs
King
and King Kong and like
T-Rex, yeah.
all sorts of crazy
So
shit.
good.
It was good.
It was a great sequence.
It's a very good first sequence.
It's a perfect
Yeah.
sequence. It's a great
Because
race
it gets
sequence.
you in there, and like before this, they do have Wade Watts like explain the world,
Yeah.
and you see a fly through of like all the planets. Like they show a Minecraft planet.
Before that, they show him going from his aunt's apartment
Oh, yeah.
to where he keeps his haptic suit.
yeah,
and you get to see all of the other poor people in the stacks
All doing their own
what
thing.
they do in the Oasis. So there's like a woman who's pole dancing.
Right, and there's a guy
Yeah.
just like,
There's a guy like, and then there's another guy like on a surfboard.
and there's a little girl playing a piano.
Yeah, there's a little girl practicing
There's a
piano.
Like,
Yeah.
It was really good. It was
Yeah.
a good way to show like all the different things
Yeah.
you can do in the Oasis without actually showing it in the
Exactly.
Oasis.
But then there's a great battle that happens right after that, where a lot of people. So if you die in the Oasis, your character, it's called zeroing out,
Yeah.
and your character obviously like you lose
all
of
your gear.
all your gear, all your coins, and you have to basically restart
Yeah.
from the beginning of whenever your character. So if you've
Yeah.
been working on the character and you haven't died in the Oasis in 10 years, all your stuff
All
for a
your shit's
decade is gone. So they show. So when people are like in PvP zones
Yeah.
playing against each other, like that's the life or death,
Yeah, yeah.
and they show like all these people in this hardcore battle
Oh,
zeroing
yeah.
out, and then it zaps back to them in the real world where they've like lost their
their
life,
lives.
and they're like, oh, and it's like
freaking out.
it's like an old guy and like a tiny little
Little girl.
girl, and like just people, and like a mom and her kids in the background, like I'm hungry, and their kitchen's
It's
on
on fire.
fire because she's like, stop it, I'm in the Oasis.
Right, because they're trying to get an artifact.
Yeah.
Which is so they have so the world has a bunch of like really powerful items.
Super powerful items, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and there was everyone there, and that's where they introduced H
Yes.
and Daito and Shoto.
Yeah, so H is
Wade.
Percival.
It's- Parzival,
Wade.
Wade's best
is his
friend.
best friend. I actually had an issue with this.
Oh, really?
Or I understand why they changed it, but in the book, H is her real life person is a black woman, is a
Right.
black lesbian, and in the Oasis, she's just a white dude,
Oh, is
like
she-
like a ripped white dude, and
Oh, I
that's
didn't
the
realize-
whole point of
I
it.
didn't realize you were just a white.
Really?
I think you're right.
I think you did. Because
No, I'm
she's
sure
like-
I did.
yeah.
I just don't remember that
That's fair.
description
Yeah,
of it.
because she
I remember
comes
him
up-
being jacked. And maybe
Yeah,
I
she's
always.
a jacked white dude, and when
Yeah.
he finally meets her, she's like, it's easier to not have to
Yeah.
not be black in
Right.
the Oasis. People don't.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
She's
guess
like, it's liberating to not be oppressed in that way.
That's true. They
And,
do go. They
yeah.
do go there in the
So I was a little
fight.
disappointed that her character was kind of like a
It's just she's
like-
like a goth, like a Kratos type thing.
yeah, like a cyborg
Cyber-
Teen Titans kind
Yeah.
of character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of.
They,
I don't know.
They just wanted to do like more CG fun things in it.
I guess.
And maybe also obviously shy away from that. Like,
Yeah, I guess they didn't want to talk about that.
Let's
But
shy
I
away
thought
that social
like, it
commentary.
doesn't need a deep a
No,
deep
I mean, even
dissection.
just-
if it just happened
there.
and then it was just
And
her
just had that
and-
line.
Yeah, no, I don't even think they need to have the line.
Oh,
I
they
think
just
if her,
show you?
I think if her avatar was just a big white dude,
like a
and
Duke
then,
Nukem type looking
yeah,
dude.
and then when she appeared, she was a black lesbian, and I
Yeah.
think that would have said what
That's
you
true.
needed. I think that would have been a fine commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed that they left that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed that Olivia Cook's avatar wasn't a curvier avatar as described in the book.
The
Artemis.
Artemis? Yeah.
Because in the book, she's supposed to be, because everyone picks
Yeah.
skinny. It's another thing of
Yeah,
that where
that's
it's
what-
like,
yeah. Everyone's either super wafy and tiny,
or like
just
buffed
like
and jacked and
yeah,
athletic,
yeah.
or a weird monster creature.
Exactly.
And she chose to
She-
be like
she's
kind of.
like a non-human though. She's like a fairy kind of person.
She was, but in the book, she's still like
no,
curvy.
in the book she's like a human though, right?
Yeah, she's a human, yeah.
And in the movie she's like a
fairy
yeah,
type,
an alien
with
fairy.
like quills out of her hair
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I just kind of liked that thing of
I
like
like that too. Yeah.
where it was like look, this is how my body looks. She just doesn't like her face. That's her big thing.
Yeah, he's attracted to her avatar because
Which
it's
is
different.
Because it is different.
Yeah,
Because she is
and not
curvy.
because she's just like the most beautiful, like
right.
alien fairy avatar. It's because she's curvy and she's a
Yeah.
lot bigger, and it's just more.
Yeah.
It's interesting and it's different.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, disappointed they left
Yeah,
that out as well.
that's a little disappointing. But
Yeah.
it's fine. Like that's nitpicky. Like
No, it's fine. Also, one of the two Asian guys on their team.
Oh, yeah.
One of them dies in the
Oh,
book,
yeah, one of them
and
dies
is
in the
not
book.
like an 11-year-old cute child with
no, they're
adorable
just
quips.
they're like friends that don't know each other.
Yeah, they don't
met
even
in the-
live together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone assumes they're siblings because when
they're
when one
Japanese.
of them clears a gate, the other one immediately does because they're working together.
Right.
Also, they're Asian and the world's racist, so they think they're related.
No,
No, yeah,
you're right.
No, yeah. All the media is like they're related, they're siblings.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're not siblings.
They're
and
not
they make
siblings.
a point of that in the book.
Yeah.
They're just really, really good
They're
friends.
just good friends.
Yeah. But they make Show a very cute little Asian
A
boy.
little 11-year-old boy
Yeah,
who says
he's-
cute, sassy things.
He's pretty good though. He is very cute.
What? Should I just tell people I'm 11 so you can shoot me first? Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, cute little
It was
kid.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was great actually. All the
Everyone
actors
was
were great.
Yeah.
I like Ben Mendelsohn as fucking the bad guy.
Baby Cyclops.
Oh,
yeah.
and Ty Sheridan
Ty Sheridan.
as Cyclops. I mean, he had the visor again.
He did. That's how I was like, that's
that's-
where I know I'm from. When they cut to his face with his Oasis gear on, I was like,
oh, right.
Baby Cyclops.
Baby
Got it.
Cyclops.
I think all young, new white male actors are the guy from, what's that movie?
I get him confused with Baby Driver for a second.
Yeah, wait, is that, okay, so
Ansel
yeah.
Elgort?
Wait, is that the guy from, what is it, Paper Towns?
Oh, I don't
Is that
know.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. They're all
Maybe.
the same people. I have no
They all have
idea.
that same like smushy face.
Yeah,
like,
schmooshy face, brown hair, schmooshy
yeah.
face.
Or
Is
just
he
like-
supposed to be hot in this movie or not?
yeah.
We don't know if we're supposed to be attracted to him until they tell us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the book he is like overweight
He's
and like
supposed to be overweight and like
because he's
yeah.
just eating government food.
yeah,
which
because
is
he
just
can't
corn
afford
syrup.
real nutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I get why they cut a bunch of the book stuff out
Got a
and
whole bunch.
like him living on his own and like
Yeah. Oh yeah. So there's a part where like the government when iOS. iOS. When IOI comes after him. So IOI wants to win
Right, so-
super freaking badly.
so they find so in the movie and in the book
Yeah.
he gets to the first key.
Yeah, he gets the first key first.
Yeah.
And so there's been a
figures out the riddle,
scoreboard
yeah.
that the whole world's been looking at for years.
And it's been blank.
And it's been blank. In the book, it has all of the initials of the holiday.
Right, yeah, it has
Yeah.
J.
Yeah.
I don't know his
Whatever,
middle name,
H.
yeah.
But in the movie, it's all blank, and so one day, just randomly, Parzival is the first name,
Right.
And then IOI is like, let's kill that kid.
Kid.
Yeah, we got to find that person, either make them work for us,
Yeah.
because they have a league of people called the Sixers,
Right.
who are
Or just like employees, because you can. It's basically like an army, basically.
Yeah.
And they,
Well,
in the
it
movie,
kinda-
they do a good job of being like enlist
Yeah,
and
enlist,
like.
because it seems like the world is in such a desperate place that you either work for IOI or you starve to death.
Yep.
Because also, IOI has a great way of entrapping everyone into
'Cause they'll
indentured
lend you
servitude.
gear.
So they'll lend you gear, and then you can't pay for it because everybody's poor, and then you become an indentured servant for IOI
Forever.
for basically forever,
Right.
because they're like, oh, we'll let you work off your debt,
Yeah.
and no one ever works off their debt,
Right.
and you die.
Well,
in
because
the-
every infraction
yeah.
incurs more debt
Yeah.
or more time.
So, and you die in
And then
the
you die, yeah.
And so
So the Sixers send people to kill, or no, IOI.
So IOI sends people to in the book they find out that okay, so you have your avatar,
Right.
and it's not related to your identity at all.
Right. It's
and
all
no one-
it's encrypted.
Super
People
encrypted.
doesn't know.
Like the Oasis, until it's owned by something evil like IOI, it'll remain super.
Right, it's very
super
privacy-
private.
it's super privacy
Yeah.
focused. So,
Exactly.
like,
and you can get credits in the Oasis that you can spend on real world stuff.
Yeah.
So in the book, they find out his true identity because when you're at school on
right.
planet Ludus, you have to use your real
name.
Yeah, your real name.
Right.
And so isolate his avatar, and then they pull him up. He's like, oh, he's a poor kid in the stacks. Let's go kill him.
Right.
And,
But since there's no school stuff in this one, they don't find out his name, find out who he is.
They find out his name because he says it out loud.
He says it out loud.
He's so in love with Artemis.
Right. So he meets so he doesn't know Artemis before the race, and then he saves her from getting zeroed out from King Kong.
Exactly.
And then they meet, and he's like, I'm in love with you right away, basically.
No, well, he sasses her during that race when he first sees her next to him. And then the next day, they sass each other again, and she realizes that's the race when he wins.
Yeah, because he drives backwards.
So there's like a library with all of all of Holiday's like thoughts and memories and every movie he's ever seen.
Every movie he's ever seen, like basically a composite rendering of his whole life.
In the book, it's called the Almanac.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a written thing.
And
that
you have to read. Yeah, you have to read it, and it will mention a movie, and then you go find that movie and watch it. But in the movie,
and I get it because it needs to be more visual because it's a movie.
And it was
cool. I liked it.
It's enthralling. I like it, and it's basically the Almanac is basically like a real world place that you go to, and like a service information robot guy helps you navigate all of Holiday's memories and every movie he's ever seen. Just a full database of every game.
Yeah. It's fucking great. Like I love that all those scenes in there. They're really good.
So good. Everything was just visually dynamic. At the beginning of the hunt is what they call it.
Yeah.
People who are looking for the egg are called gunters because they're egg hunters.
I love it.
Yeah. Aw, internet. That's exactly how that would turn out on the internet.
That's exactly
right. And the Sixers are the people who work for IOI. Gosh darn it. Work for IOI. And they're like evil gunters.
Right.
And
Mirror universe gunters.
Yeah, they're called Sixers because they have a six. None of them get to have names.
They all start with 6.
Yeah, they just have their employee number.
Yeah.
In the book, they call them Suxors.
Just such an old school internet
like
thing.
Gotti. So like on the first day of the hunt being established, the place where all of Holiday's like memories and stuff
suddenly appeared.
Yeah, and it was just like sprawling with other gunters trying to learn everything they possibly could. And then as the years went by, no one really learned anything. It became basically abandoned, and the only person who ever goes there,
whoever still goes there,
is Artemis. Is
Wade.
Percival. Wade.
Yeah.
And Percival goes there basically every day, and so the information bot knows
exactly,
him because he's just like, you're the only person who ever comes
sassing
here.
him.
Yep, just sasses him because they've seen each other every day for like 5 years.
I bet after you find out the twist later on, you're like, oh, no wonder he was annoyed.
Yeah. It's like, because when you let's just say what it is. Okay, let's just say what it is. So when he first starts going to the place, when we see him first start going, it seems like he's interacting with a particularly sassy NPC.
Yeah. This seems like a fancy NPC.
Yeah, just like this NPC for whatever reason just is not a fan of yours. And they just sass each other back and forth. He's seen him every day. He's like, high five. He's like, I don't do that. Yeah. And then twist at the end.
Right. It's Ogden Morrow, which is James Halliday's former partner.
Yes.
Of Gregarious Games.
Simon Pegg.
Played by Simon Pegg.
Yes.
A
very great Simon Pegg because I had no idea that was Simon Pegg doing a funny voice.
No, I had no idea that was him as the robot.
Not at all. So good.
It was really good.
So good.
Really good.
Great. So instead of being an NPC, the guy was an avatar the whole time.
Right. Of a part owner of
and what does that say? That his avatar hangs out. The only place the avatar hangs out in the Oasis is in
which is a super change from the book.
Oh yeah, he only goes to the Oasis like once a year
for the big party at the ball.
Exactly.
At that disco club. And he's he's this big wizard dude doing all the magic.
He sits around in his partner's like memories.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
Kind of creepy.
Poetic.
A little creepy.
No, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I guess.
But I do like that change from the book to the movie.
I liked all the changes, to be honest. I thought it was very cohesive.
And it was definitely cohesive.
Yeah.
I don't think like they changed anything to like, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like they changed it and then they're like, oh, that's a weird plot hole now because you moved that from the book.
Yeah.
But I liked that Ogden Morrow wasn't really a piece in the movie.
As hands-on as in the book. Yeah. It felt a little unfair how hands-on he was in the book.
It was very Deus Ex Machina in the book.
In the book, he's been like watching them the whole
Whole
time.
time,
Then
yeah.
he invites them to his super safe palace to do the entire last task.
Because it made this third act a lot more interesting.
So interesting in a way
a lot
that
more,
doesn't
like,
happen in the book.
Fucking terrifying.
It was.
Because in the book, by the time like that whole battle happens at the end, you're like, they're gonna win. They're in a nice, safe place.
Yeah.
Like something good's gonna happen.
So the battle for the last key, for the third key, happens on Planet Doom.
Yeah.
And the IOI gets there first, and they create this giant magical force field that goes around the entrance to the
Orber
gate.
Avarax.
Yes.
Which I want to say, sometimes I find T.J. Miller very annoying.
You know,
it was all right.
I was genuinely surprised to hear T.J. Miller in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the Emoji Movie a few times. I also kind of felt like he was maybe socially on the outs.
Yeah.
And
I think this is probably like his last
I
thing.
think they probably recorded it and they're like, we did all the screen capture. It's really expensive.
Yeah, we can't do this
Maybe
again.
people just won't Google T.J. Miller and we'll just keep it moving.
It was good.
He was fine.
He was doing T.J. Miller.
You know, he was very, very good and effective in his role, but honestly, not in a way that I think it couldn't have been anybody else.
No, it could have been anybody.
Yeah, could have been anybody.
It could have been anybody.
Anybody. Should have been Will Forte.
Oh, The Rock.
Yeah. I did like
The Rock playing The Rock in the Oasis.
The Rock is maybe he's like Scorpion King
Yeah.
avatar.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That'd
He just
be
changes it up
great.
to the different roles he's played.
That'd be superb. I did like, because there were definitely certain properties that they couldn't get rights to that were integral in the book. Like
They couldn't get Ultraman.
well, but I did like that instead they made the main evil guy, the head of IOI, his avatar was Superman Ultraman.
It was, right?
Yeah.
It was definitely, it was like...
It was evil Superman.
It was evil Superman.
Ultraman.
That's what I thought it was, because he looked, I was like, holy shit.
I thought that was an Ultraman reference to exchange for the fact
that's
that they
actually a really
couldn't
good
have
idea.
other Ultraman.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's 100% right.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, haha, Ultraman.
Yeah. I was like, I couldn't figure out if he was, Ultraman. No, it's definitely
definitely
that.
Ultraman.
I was like, it's either that or Black Adam. Like,
Yeah, no, he's definitely...
he didn't have big pointy ears, so it wasn't Black Adam.
He's just a big-headed, evil Superman.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
That was good.
I liked it. There were a lot of things
There was
like
a
that.
lot of good little references in this whole fucking movie.
Just because... Just seeing all of the extras in the background of just random other people's avatars.
Fucking
just
Battletoads running around.
Battletoads running at the end. There were like 3 of them banded together.
Yeah.
And I like how people of the same fandoms hang out with each other. So like all of the like Master Chiefs were together.
Yep.
It's so good.
Street Fighter people were
all
you
the
saw E Honda and
Chun-Lis
like
were all together.
Chun-Li, yeah.
There were a lot of Chun-Lis,
There
way
were-
more than Harley Quinn's.
Yeah.
I appreciated it.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, the movie is really different than the book, and I kind of don't want to talk point by point about this movie.
That's fine.
Like, I don't want to explain the whole plot because it's really good. And
No,
you should
definitely
just
not going to explain the whole plot.
But like, you should go see it. Like,
You should definitely see it. You should read the book and you
Go
should
see
see the
it.
movie. And to be perfectly honest, it doesn't matter what you do first.
yeah, it doesn't matter what you do
Doesn't.
first.
Yeah.
They're both good in their own right.
They're both good and different, super different.
And like, oh man, like, yeah, all the what was that? The squishy ball thing that she threw in the
Oh,
grenade.
what was that? It was so funny.
Because it's those. So if you grew up as a kid, I guess in the early '90s, late '80s, like they had these like weird toys.
What are they called?
Where they were gross looking, and then their eyes bulged out when you squeeze them, and that was a fucking grenade, and it was so perfect and like out of left field. Man, like just all the references are perfect, and the movie itself is really good. So like, just a basic like super plot rundown. It was so he gets the first key by figuring out the story going backwards, right?
Yeah.
And then they decide to kill him, or they start putting into motion the plans to kill him.
The clue for the first key was hidden in his memories.
Right, and that's where we left off.
Yeah. So the clue for the first key was hidden in Holiday's memories, and so he's like in the place where he just watches. He can watch recreations of different days of his life, and he watches this one day over and over, and he says something about like, I wish you could go backwards as fast as we can. And he says it very wistfully and super obviously.
It's very, and I bet those are things that were like programmed in to be like,
Oh, absolutely.
Here's a clue.
Yeah.
Here's a fucking goddamn clue.
Go
You made it this far.
as fast as you can to avoid the monkeys of life, essentially.
But like,
so
it's so good.
He goes backwards at the beginning of the race and ends up underneath
Right.
the
and it's
track.
that's a really cool shot where you
it's
see
so cool
where you
because
see
we've
like
already
an
seen the whole race.
right, and
in
now you
above.
see like how it's like programmed, kind of like with all the
like
stuff.
it like shows it lifting the monsters and the
right.
obstacles.
Yeah, it's really
so cool
good.
because you get a second look at
right.
the race from a different angle.
Yeah, and so he wins and gets the thing and
Gets the key.
And so like in the books, there's like basically 2 challenges every time.
You get a key, then you have to go find the gate,
right.
and you have to pass the. You have to
And they
do
just
the
kind of
gate
condensed
challenge.
it all fucking down,
They're
which
like,
is
here's
great.
the key, go put it in the door, get open.
And you get the new clue.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was fine.
Which is fine. I get that. That makes sense.
I mean, it's not going to be as high stakes as it is reading when you're just watching someone play a perfect game of Pac-Man.
Right.
Like it's not.
Right.
It doesn't feel the same.
Right. I was a little upset that they took out most of the Dungeons and Dragons references.
Basically all of them.
Basically all of them.
Yeah.
There was a reference to Gygax.
Yeah, I could hear that they kept being able to only say things from things, but not being able to tell you what the fandom was. Like there were a bunch of Monty Python things like that, like the Holy Grail grenade stuff.
Yeah. And when you finally meet H, there is a drawing on the back of her van, which is from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It's the Annihilation Sphere.
But they don't say anything about it.
But anyone who's played or knows Dungeons and Dragons, it's like, oh yeah, that's very clearly Tomb of Horrors Annihilation Sphere reference. So I was like, okay, I get like Wizards and Hasbro probably are like, fuck you.
No, millions of dollars to get out of here.
So, because Hasbro owns Wizards, and therefore they were just like, no, pass.
They're definitely saving it for something really great.
I don't think there was any Hasbro stuff licensing in there.
I don't think so at all,
because there was like no Mr. Potato Head or anything.
No Potato Heads, no G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
No nothing.
Yeah, there was no Hasbro stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably said no. That's probably why that had to change. But they can mention Gygax because he's a person. Like, they can do that type of stuff. And he was part of the original printing, so he kind of, that's part of like his estate, so they could do the Tomb of Annihilation, I'm sure. So the key gets and then he falls in love with Artemis.
Yeah, Artemis, who then gets, then they realize that maybe a part of the secret is that Halliday had a falling out with Ogden Morrow because of his wife.
Because of the wife.
Ogden's wife,
who James Halliday had went on a date with.
Yeah, he went on one date with her.
And didn't like make a move, basically.
Yeah, he's a little nervous, kind of awkward kind of man.
He's a nervous, awkward kind of guy. He's used to living kind of inside himself and
and he calls her by her avatar's name.
Kira.
Yeah, Kira. And he regrets it on their one date. He did not take her dancing like she asked.
Instead, we went to see him. That was such a good delivery by Mark Rylance.
Oh, all of his deliveries are so good. He was so good. He was so good.
The perfect, like, internal, weird, nice, gentle, like...
Him as his avatar was so great,
good.
too.
Oh, it was fucking Anorak.
Anorak, yeah.
Just being, like, weird.
Yeah, dude.
Also, like, they did a good... Where it's like, do you even want to take it? Which is a great, like, because there is that in video games sometimes where they have, like, a waiting thing. Where, like, if you're just standing around and then sometimes...
If you put it down, you go to the bathroom because it's, like, a dialogue. And no one's going to hurt you while you go to the bathroom. And you come back, they're like, are you all right? Are you sure you don't want to drink? Or like something.
Exactly, where you're just standing in front of an NPC.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Mark Rylance is great. So they figure out that they need to go to the movie.
Yeah.
So
first they think they need to go dancing.
Yeah.
And so they go dancing where he basically reveals the secret identity.
Right. That's where IOI figures out. Yeah, he reveals his name to Artemis. And she's like, fuck you idiot.
And she's like, stop. And then they immediately get almost mega killed.
Yep.
And they escape and she's like, don't be in love with me. It's distracting. Get out of here.
Basically, that's the breakup scene, basically, that happens like in the book.
She's like, this isn't about love. This is about the world. People are starving to death. I'd like to win trillions of dollars to save the world.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for avatar love.
But so then So then IOI now knows his name because IROC, TJ Miller, has been IROC.
Yeah, IROC.
TJ Miller has been snooping in the ballroom. And a whole IOI SWAT team comes into the ballroom and starts blowing shit up.
Yeah. And so that's how they find him in real life.
Right.
And then he escapes in the movie because Artemis, her real name's Samantha, that's my name. She locates him with like her goons, and her goons kidnap him to keep him safe. She's in like a resistance movement.
But just like in the book, the staff does get exploded. Where they think he'll live.
The IOI super tries to kill him.
Finally, actually, because like most of their stuff's been in the virtual world, and now they're like, now we're gonna murder people.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they were necessarily murdering people before.
No, because he does make a mention like this is another one of those things that we can't talk about.
Yeah. Go kill that guy.
Yeah.
And so they blow up his trailer, but he's not in it because that's not where he plays.
Right.
And so his aunt dies, and he's like, no!
Which maybe that's why they tried to make her a little more sympathetic
so it'd be
in this
sympathetic.
one.
Yeah.
But
I guess. So he wouldn't be like, oh, great.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
It's terrible people.
Yeah, they're bad. Which is what happens in the book.
Yeah, you're like, all right. Yeah. You feel bad about the old lady that lives downstairs.
Oh, yeah, because she was nice.
She was nice. But yeah, so they kidnap him in the movie.
Yeah.
So she knows his real name. Basically, she sends her goon to go get him.
Yeah, she sends her goons to get him, and he joins her resistance.
Right, which is completely different from the book. This is where it diverges a lot.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, because basically there's a whole underground resistance movement.
Yeah.
Which is super cool, and I kind of like that they did that. It's like a weird little.
Yeah, it was a way to incorporate it without having to like sidetrack the story.
Right. And that way, and it makes the story move faster for a movie.
Yeah.
But then, so what happens after? What was after that?
All right. So then they go. So then that's when they all reconvene inside the Oasis, and they've named themselves the High Five.
Right.
And then they all go to the virtual almanac, where they try to solve the next gate by recreating the date that he went on that he regretted not taking her dancing, which takes them to The Shining, which is the movie they saw. So then they get sucked into The Shining, which is so good. They get sucked into just a picture perfect shot for shot.
And I definitely think some of the shots were 100%
we're definitely from the movie, from the Kubrick film.
And they just like cleaned up the film and like.
And it's great because one of the characters is like, I've never seen The Shining. Is this scary? Like, what's going to happen? and then spooky things happen to that character because they've never seen The Shining before.
It's so good. So you just get to see like sequence. Through that person, through ancient stuff.
You get to watch The Shining through someone who's never seen it before, who's inside of it. And the whole time, the whole audience, where we saw, we're just like, no. No. Don't go over there. Don't go in that room. Like, the whole audience, everybody's seen The Shining. So, it was so great.
It was so good. Like,
and then they cut to the Sixers at IOI trying to also pass the Shining challenge.
And you just see them like all getting freaked out.
It's just a room of everybody in their like gaming rigs, and everyone's like fighting like demons and like screaming and getting sliced with axes. It's so funny.
It's so good.
It's so good how they kept the insight of showing people out in the real world playing the game.
Yeah, I think that was really well done.
It was really well done because I really liked it at the end when he does like a call to action.
When
he
does the call to arms for the whole world.
He basically live streams this thing to the entire world where he's like, IOI is super evil. They're about to get the egg. The whole world's gonna end. Everybody please spawn to Mount Doom and help me. And then they do, and then it shows in the real world as they drive down the street, everybody
just fucking like punching the air
in the street, just like punching things and dying and like jumping and stabbing stuff. It's so good. Like school children, ladies, just everybody is in the game at Mount Doom fighting.
It shows you how important this is to people,
and how universal it is. Everybody's in the Oasis.
Like, they do a very good job of showing, like, this is an integral part of society now.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, like, if IOI takes it over,
Yeah.
we're fucked.
And everybody basically gives their life for the cause.
Yeah.
He's like,
everyone
everyone everyone zeroes out.
So at the Hall of Memories, I'll just call it the Hall of Memories.
There you go.
When they're finding out about Kira,
Yeah.
he goes, "This is the only since Wade's only been there all the time." He's like, "This is the only time she's ever been mentioned."
He's just having his sass match with the curator.
With the curator, and he goes, I'll bet you 10,000 coins that
he's like, I'll bet you all the coins I have that
Yeah.
this is the only mention, because he's like, I'm an expert in this, I've been studying this.
Yeah.
And the guy and the
curator,
what we think is the NPC,
what do we think is an NPC?
The curator NPC is like, no, that's probably not true. He really liked her, and I liked her, and everybody knows her.
So he scrolls through and he finds out he's wrong.
Like, oh, you're absolutely right. And he gives him
a
prize, a quarter, and he's
quarter.
like, I don't want a quarter. And he's
like,
no. You keep this quarter.
Yeah, because he tries to flip it back to him. He's like, nope.
Nope, it's your quarter. So then at the end, when they engage this artifact that wipes out everybody.
Right. So they show earlier, like, there's an artifact called the Cataclysm about, like, fucking ridiculousness, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, who would get that? It nukes everyone, including yourself.
Yeah, it kills everybody on the planet, including the person who activated it. Yeah. Yep. So evil IOI guy has it. And he doesn't care about the Oasis. He doesn't care about his character. He also could make himself respawn with unlimited resources anyway. So he
can just buy whatever.
He doesn't care. So he's like, well, I'm going to engage the artifact, and you're all gonna die.
And everyone.
And then he does, and everybody dies, including Wade. And then Wade is the only person who respawns right immediately in the room where he was, because that coin was an extra life. Got it.
But yeah, and so the final thing on Anorak so there's a huge battle to get into this place. We even skipped over the part of the fact that what's her name, Artemis gets kidnapped in real life.
Yes.
Like, we're skipping a lot of stuff, and I feel like I don't want to say everything. You should just go see the goddamn movie. But like, and you should see the movie. But yeah, so in the final battle. So they're at the last key.
Yeah, all that stuff already happened. He's inside, everyone dies, he responds with his extra life, and then he plays Adventure. Which is the first game to ever have an Easter egg in it.
And IOI thought that you had to beat the game.
You had to beat the game, and so they had a dude trying to beat the game, he beats the game, and he dies. He zeroes out. And then Wade's like, oh, you don't beat the game, it's about finding the Easter egg, which you can find on the first level.
Right.
And it's about finding a secret pixel and bringing it back to the beginning of the game, which shows you, and this is all true in real human life.
This is a real
on
thing.
Our Earth 1, where we are right now. You could do this. If you play Adventure and you get the hidden pixel and you bring it back to the beginning, you will see the creator of the game.
Right.
Because originally they were like, oh, you're not supposed to write your name on games.
They don't need to know who created it.
Yeah, it's a company game.
Right.
You can't write your name on it. So the designer hides his name in the game as the first Easter egg ever. And so he finds the first Easter egg ever, and that's the last key.
Yep, and that's the last key, and then he goes into...
And it takes him to
Halliday's childhood home.
His childhood home.
And instead of being an avatar in Avatar world, it's an avatar in like a real world. But I'm sure it's an avatar, but it's filmed in the real world.
It's not an avatar, that's the point. It's that because he asked him, he's like, you're not an avatar, are you? It's that he's not an NPC. He's an NPC, but he's more of his consciousness uploaded into the Oasis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's what they were getting at. Yeah. He lives forever in the Oasis. Yeah. And gives Wade the ability to kill him, essentially.
Oh,
to
God,
end the Oasis, yeah. And he lives forever in his own creation until Wade decides that the Oasis is maybe possibly evil and has to be ended.
It's a good movie.
Great movie.
It's a fucking great movie. I mean, go see it. I mean, there's not a lot to dissect about it. It's an adventure movie and action film. Really well done.
Yeah, all the kids in our theater are being super rude, though. Sit still. Be quiet. It's only 3 hours. Chill out. There's a little girl in front of us who just could not handle it.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
It was super distracting. Get out of here. You don't know anything about Centipede. Yeah, I liked it. Super
Yeah, I liked it a lot. But yeah, so our heroes succeed.
Yeah.
All alive
Yeah.
in the real world.
Yep.
All of them alive.
They don't die.
Nobody dies.
Nobody dies.
No one dies in
No one
this
dies.
one. I mean, except for those people in the...
Yeah, no one important dies, is what I mean.
But yeah, it was...
There's a great, classic, Zemeckis movie ending where the bad guy gets,
like surrounded and
And he has a gun and he's going to shoot them, but he realizes he's already completed the task and he's gotten the egg. So then he has, a kind of internal moment where he's like, I could still just murder a child just for fun, for no reason in front of all these people, and he's like, and then the police arrest him before he can really decide.
Yeah, before he can finish that decision, the police
you can
arrest
tell
him.
he really just wants to shoot him anyway.
There was definitely a moment of I'm gonna murder this
I'm
kid.
just gonna kill a kid.
It's fine.
That's where I am right now, just killing a kid. That's how low I've gone. That's what's happening. And then the real police show up for the first time.
Yeah, where the fuck have they been this whole movie?
Yeah, spoiler alert, there's internet police and then also real police. Oh, and when IOI kidnaps you from your home, the rights they read you are like a warranty kind of thing. About your payment billing cycle and stuff, and it's so creepy and it's so good. It was a good movie.
It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. And I really liked all the properties they used and all the little Gundams. I want to see a Gundam movie now.
That was so great.
I was like, oh, I want to see a live action CGI Gundam.
So cool. So good. Good.
Go see the movie.
Go see the movie. Read the book and see the movie.
Do all the things.
Do them all. Maybe let Will Wheaton read it to you on Audible. It's all right.
I'm not a big Will Wheaton fan, so.
He pronounces things funny. And there's only so many times you can hear Will Wheaton say poseurs before you're just
Poseurs?
Yeah, before you just can't handle it.
He says it like the French,
Yeah, he's like, poseurs. Yeah, get out of here, Will Wheaton. Don't you have a con to get to?
Shut up, Wesley. Yeah, I give it a dose buttholes.
I give it 3 buttholes.
Oh my God, so many of them.
Hands, and
butthole.
I liked it a lot. 3 buttholes.
3 buttholes. All the buttholes.
Yeah.
Go see the movie.
And a wide eye stare.
They did say Rosebud a lot, and
they said Rosebud one too many times.
And they're clearly referencing Citizen Kane,
but Rosebud means
something
different
else.
now, so you gotta keep up with the times. Can't say Rosebud that
I was
much.
like, oh, Spielberg.
He's like, you are the Rosebud.
And I was like,
Spielberg doesn't know.
Yeah.
Just Google Rosebud.
Google Rosebud.
Just Google Rosebud. You were the Rosebud. You were the protruded asshole the whole time. Yep. There you go.
That's what you're into.
Hey, we don't kink shame here
No
on
kink shame.
Movie Passholes.
All right. I think that's it for this week.
Yep, agreed. We're no longer talking about the movie. All right, yeah, I like to go see it.
Yeah, go see it. Read this book.
Read it and see it. Don't read Wrinkle in Time. I will reinforce that. I still say don't ever read Wrinkle in Time. Read this instead. When your teacher says you should read Wrinkle in Time, you just tell her you read Ready Player One instead. She'll understand.
It's got the same message. Yeah. Love is important.
There you go. Love, different worlds, travel, space-time.
There you
got
go.
it. Yeah.
Done.
There you go.
This has been Movie Passholes. I'm Romo.
And I'm Salmon. And we're going to need a bigger boat.